Alright, this is Andrew Jolly with Joda Home Inspections. We're here at 1065 Birdie Circle in North Salt Lake doing a sewer scope. We've got the camera pushed out 147 feet, which is as long as my line will go. And we're not quite to the city line yet. This is a rather long line. Average sewer line is about 100 feet, and we're well past that. So there is part of the line that we're not seeing. What I would recommend is that there are a couple of items I found that I'd recommend having a specialist look at and give you prices to repair. And when that's done, they can try to access the rest of the line by either using a longer scope or locating where the cleanouts are that are out in the yard. Because I did find at least one when I scoped the line, but I couldn't see them outside, so they're probably buried. In either case, I'm going to record it and pull it back and see what else we find. So this is PVC pipe. Generally, PVC is a great type of sewer line to have. It's plastic. You don't get buildup inside of PVC like you do some of the older types of pipe like cast iron. There's less connection points, and so there's less spots for roots to come in. Like clay used to be really common, and there were a lot of joints, and that's where the roots crawl through. I'm not seeing any standing water, which is important. That means that you have proper grade. That's a sewer cleanout right there. So that's attached to a pipe that goes up towards the ground, but I didn't see it outside, so it could be, somewhere in the yard that I just simply didn't see it, or it could be buried. But since there is part of the line that we're not seeing, I'd recommend having the rest of it looked at when you have the other items addressed. Just checking what that line is to make sure it's not a crack. That looks like just a root or not necessarily growing through the line, but just something staining the line. Okay, right here. This is going to be the most important thing that I found on this line. If you look at the top left part of the pipe, you can see how it's bulging, and then also if you look closely, you can see that it's cracked. It's cracked enough that it goes all the way through. You can see roots crawling through right here. You don't have a joint right here, so there's nowhere else for that root to get in except for that crack. And so I don't know what's caused that to bulge, but something outside the pipe has damaged it or is continuing to damage it, like such a big root that it's pushing in on the line. But that's something I'd recommend having evaluated by a specialist, and then having repaired. I mean, that's a broken section of your pipe. With it bulging like that, I mean, it could shatter and then soil could collapse in on the line. That would be kind of worst case. And I don't know of a way that you could fix this trenchlessly. They're most likely going to dig that up to repair it, which can be expensive. Here's another item here. So where it transitions from the black ABS pipe to the white PVC, there's an offset. As you can see, as my camera comes down the line, it hits that offset and it's a lot harder to get over it. Same thing is going to happen with debris and waste as you flush it down the line. You can get caught on that, and then as it gets caught, if it gets stuck, it can create a blockage, which can create a backup. You can see a little bit of standing water where you have that offset. Definitely not the worst offset that I've seen, but also not ideal because it can still cause problems. This is ABS. This is just a different type of plastic pipe. Like I said, generally plastic is good. It's the best type of line you can have, but just like in this case, you still can have issues with it. I accessed the line today to a clean out in the mechanical room. Right there, you can see it on screen. So just to recap, I wasn't able to see the entire line. I was able to get 150 feet out, but there's still a part of the line that I'm not seeing. There was a section 55 feet out that was bulging, and the pipe was also cracked and had a root coming through it. So I'd recommend having a specialist evaluate that and give you a price to repair it. So I'm going to end this recording now.